Previously on Sailing Zatara.
After leaving Fiji, we had a tough but successful 8-day sail and arrived safely in New Zealand.
I tell you a story about me and you, out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. They toss off the line, but I just let it float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
Because I have school. I have to do math.
I thought it was Friday and I still had school.
I still have school.
Thank God.
It's Saturday.
Oh, I didn't know. I woke
You're like
up.
sitting here waiting with this burden of school
God,
on your shoulders.
I woke up and I thought, oh God, I got school. I'll text Lily a little bit. So we called and then I'm like, you know, I really got to do school. It's 10:30. I'm still in bed. I came up here, I got breakfast. I was like, what day is it today? Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, that's great. Okay,
Yeah, no
Yeah.
school.
What?
What?
That is
hate
so
that.
weird. You're such juvenile.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So it's really nice when we come to a place that has laundry facilities and we can get all of our big stuff done. Our sheets and blankets and big stuff that doesn't fit in our little washing machine. And to be able to use a dryer.
It doesn't dry.
It does dry, it's just not the big
After
stuff.
like 2 hours.
And so everything is kind of soft and not all crunchy like it is when you hang it out on the lifelines.
Crunchy underwear.
If you remember a couple of episodes back when we left Fiji, the anchor winch, or windlass, died. And we had to raise the 91 feet of anchor chain by hand, or rather by deck winch.
Is that far enough for you, Mikey?
So upon arriving in New Zealand, our first order of business was to get it fixed, or find a new one. After doing lots of research, Keith finally found Maxwell Marine, an anchoring solutions company who helped us get a new windlass shipped in within the next few days.
All right, so we are changing out our windlass. On the last hook in Fiji, it took a dump on us. And I tried to get a hold of Lumar. This is a Lumar 3000 winch. And trying to get a hold of Lumar is like trying to get a hold of Santa Claus. It really doesn't happen. No matter how many emails you send them, they really don't respond back. Really not really happy with Lumar. I couldn't get them to call me back, couldn't get them to tell me where I could get this stuff. Help me out, give me some kind of support. So I've researched and I've looked around here in New Zealand, and there's a company called Maxwell. It's now owned by, it's a Vitas Maxwell. And Maxwell's got a winch that'll fit here that I'm buying. And after doing the research, Maxwell's been around a long time. I think they're gonna be a pretty good winch. We're gonna find out. But anyway, I'm supposed to take delivery of the windlass Tuesday. And I hope that it will fit in this hole and I don't gotta do a bunch of fiberglass work. But also, you guys know I wanted to get a chain counter, which I didn't have. And I'm getting a remote control with it that I bought with it. So I'm getting several different things from Maxwell. And I hope it works good. So we're gonna find out. So right now I'm taking this one out because it doesn't matter if we pulled all the chain out of the locker. And hopefully we don't have to do too much fiberglass work to make this Maxwell fit. And when we get I'm just getting it out so I don't gotta pay somebody to get it out. And then Tuesday of next week, hopefully we can figure out what it's gonna take to get the new windlass in. I'm excited about having a chain counter and a remote control up and down deal from Maxwell. That's gonna be a neat addition to the boat for anchoring. Hopefully my Foot things will still work. I'll have to wire these in and figure out how those work. But we'll get her figured out. Looking forward to the new windlass.
Awesome.
So stay tuned. Close that away. Is it coming?
Yeah, a little bit.
You gotta come on squarely, don't put it in the jam.
I'm not.
Oh, good job.
Okay, that's easy enough. Okay, that's not too heavy. Okay.
I got it. No, it was nothing.
He emerges from the deep.
And that's how we take a windlass off.
So we're sending Jack and Anna back home to Texas a little earlier because we're not sure when we're gonna have the bottom job finished. Keith wants to stay here in New Zealand until the bottom job is done.
Boat's back in the water.
Yeah.
So,
And so
me
hopefully
and Jack have plans. Me and Jack have plans. So we're going back early. Plus it's cheaper because we were able to schedule our flights.
Yeah.
And so when Mom is forced to book last minute expensive flights, at least she only has to book 4 of them rather than 6.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully we'll make it home, me and Keith and Finn and Kate, before Thanksgiving.
yeah, I mean you should.
I hope so. But
All right, this is it.
we're gonna film the bottom job and all that good stuff. We're so excited about that. Look, there's Kate and Lily. Don't you love it when you have a camera in your face all the time?
Oh yeah.
Are you used to it? That's
Kinda.
it's the price of fame.
You know me. Always wanting the fame.
No wonder why she wants to get off the boat. Hey, Fininator, what are you doing?
Don't use brakes going downhill or it'll wreck your wheel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have an accident?
Look at the wheel size. Do you see that?
Whoa, yeah. I see. It's worn.
And it's...
Where'd you get the new wheel?
Oh, that's not a new wheel. There's only one brake on the scooter, and it's the back.
Oh, that's the back one. Oh. So do you, for kids, do you recommend them get a scooter if they're on a boat?
Yes, but don't get a stupid scooter like a Razor. It's like $1 at the thrift shops. Get a $200 and be Prodigy.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, so this is a gearbox. The electric motor goes over here. It's off. That's the piece we couldn't get. Winmar never would respond to us. So this is this drive shaft, the shaft that goes in here, and then this is called the gypsy. This is what grabs your actual chain and pulls it up.
All right, I got it.
And then this is a capstan. So this is for rope, for like a what do you call it? Road, your rope road, or anything else you want to hook to. And this big gearbox is basically good. It's just the motor they don't make no more, so the gearbox is obsolete.
Oh.
Unless you can find a piece. If you could get this piece off and put a different piece on,
Yeah.
then you could still use this gearbox. But that's the deal. Jack, hand me that. I don't know what the bolt hole pattern on the new Maxwell windlass is going to be. I hope it fits here because I don't want to have to do a bunch of fiberglass work, and it may not, but it's not a big deal to fiberglass all this up. I can epoxy this, put some tape or board on the bottom and just fill this with epoxy, and then drill new stuff. And I may do that anyway. I may go ahead and get some epoxy, mix all that up, fill all this in, and then we can drill brand new holes in all of this. and that would probably work just fine. So I filled in these holes, as you can see the finished product, and I poured epoxy and hardener down in these, and it filled them all up, and there was a lot of rotted stuff where the wood was. Filled that up, and then I coated the inside of this front one where the chain feeds, so there won't be no more water getting into that wood there and rotting that plywood in there. So that's ready to go. What I'm doing now, I'm just polishing, waxing this area because it's hard to get to when there's a windlass sitting here. So I'm just polishing this all up so I don't have to try to polish around it when I have the new one in.
What are you doing, baby?
So made a template for the deck plate, and I got to verify this going to fit on here. Then once I have this made, I can drill a hole in the deck. I just got to drill one hole and then all these bolt holes. Then I can mount the windlass on the deck plate on, and then I can put everything together, and then I can start worrying about hooking all the cables and all that kind of stuff.
Did you make that? That's so cute.
All the other stuff.
Did you do arts and crafts?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
You're so smart.
I've been working on this for about 3 or 4 hours now. I started yesterday by prepping these holes, filling in the holes. Then today I cut out the deal. I got the windlass in, make sure the bolt holes matched, and then I've epoxied the inside of this so the wood would be sealed off in case water ever got in here. And now I'm just sanding off the rest of the epoxy. Then I'm going to put Sikaflex on the bottom of the deck plate, and we're going to put the deck plate on. And then I'll move the windlass, the actual gearbox and motor, and we'll mount it up underneath the bottom. And then we'll stick in the gypsy and the drive down through the center, and this will be mounted. Then all I have left is the electrical work.
Cool.
Got it. Alright, so we've installed the Auto Anchor 700 series, the Maxwell 135 amp breaker. I've wired it up to the windlass. Hopefully I've wired everything correctly. I haven't wired in the foot pedals yet or the helm station control. I've got this remote working, so now I'm going to flip the breaker, add power to it, and hopefully nothing cracks or pops. Yeah.
I heard nothing.
Okay, now
What are you going to do?
let's turn this on. I can't read. Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, it says it's locked. Okay, let's see what happens.
Whoa, that was right.
All right, let's go outside and look.
Oh, he's excited.
Right, that seems to work. I still hadn't hooked my chain counter on. I'm waiting on a cable. But once I get that, it's just a plug and play thing, and then I got to calibrate it so it counts the chain right. But all this chain is no good, so I got to buy a new chain. All right, so we finished installing the Maxwell. It's completely installed now, ready to go. Foot switches work, remote works. Chain counter works here. The chain counter works on the remote. And this is wireless. This is it's just got juice to it. And so it's all wired in now. It was easy to do. I thought I'd have to call those guys. I did have to call Gavin there at Maxwell once, the tech guy. They helped me through a few issues, and but it was a very simple installation. It took me about 3 days to do it all, from the fiberglass work to putting the windlass in. Oh, the only thing I haven't done is the sensor, the chain counter sensor. I'm waiting on the lead to come in. They forgot to send that, but it should be here today or tomorrow. And then I already ran a mouse string through the conduit, so all I gotta do is plug that in, and that'll be done. So we're in good shape, and I got a windlass that works. Alright, so guys, in the morning, well, I want to get the boat ship shape today. Everything's stowed away. And then in the morning, we'll, when I wake up about 6 o'clock, we'll get off the dock. If the wind's not blowing too, if it's blowing too much, we'll wait till Monday morning.
Yeah, that kind of looks.
Well, it just gets up during the day. But
Pretty windy today.
if it's cranking in the morning, we're not going to get out of here until Monday morning. But either way, we'll get off the dock tomorrow morning or Monday morning and head down to Fongaray. Fongaray.
Is it Fongaray or is it Marston?
No, that's Marston Cove. We're going to Marston Cove, which is at Marston Point. And when we get there, we're getting hauled out. Marston
The same
Cove,
day?
Tuesday morning, we're getting hauled out. We're going to get the bottom paint done by Magic Anti-Foul, Matt Kaufman and those guys. And then we're getting Lumitech lights put on.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Are you really?
Underwater lights
So
on
we're
the
getting
whole
underwater lights, mast lights, and then we're getting prop speed put on the prop and the running gear.
Y'all getting all this fancy new stuff. I'm not going to be here to enjoy it.
No.
And I hope that we're getting plexi-teak put on the deck.
Is that gonna, do we have to be hauled out for that though?
No. And then I hope, and the boat's getting buffed, waxed, polished to a brand new sheen.
Really?
Oh, nice.
You mean they're doing it or we're doing it?
They're doing it.
Okay, good.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Q&A. We're going to crank right in there first of all. First one is from Robert Adams, Metal Detecting. He asks, do you have the B&G forward-looking sonar? Do you think it would help you see a sunk shipping container in time to avoid it? Well, great question, Robert. And I tell you, I do have the B&G forward-looking sonar. I have not used it yet. Talking about shipping containers, you know, everybody saw that movie, All Those Lost with Robert Redford, and everybody's worried about shipping containers. Now, the chance of hitting a shipping container is about the equivalent of hitting a well. People hit wells. They do hit shipping containers from time to time, but that is a very, very rare chance that would happen. We sell 30,000 miles, knock on wood. We haven't hit anything. We haven't seen shipping containers. We've seen a lot more wells than shipping containers. But great question, and I'm going to use that forward-looking sonar. I just haven't ran it yet to use it, because it sticks down out of the bottom of the boat, and I want to use it. I just haven't been in a place to really use it where I was thinking about it. But once again, thanks for watching the show, Robert, and we're going to move right along to the next question. Next question coming out of the box is from Mr. David Miller. Hi guys, of the 6 of you, who is the best sailor? Brief and to the point. All right, the best sailor obviously is
Me!
the talent.
Me!
Right here.
Anna!
The best sailor, right here.
Anna!
You're looking at him?
Number 1! Anna!
Hey, Anna is number 2 on that list, possibly 3, depending on the way she comes back. Now, I'm having to train Jack, Finn, and Kate now to be great sailors. And you know what? The reality is, David, none of us are very good sailors at all, to be honest with you. They're good helpers, and I help them, they help me, but we don't pride ourselves on being a good sailor, because we're just not sailors. We're not purists. We don't do the purist sailing thing. It's not something that we do and who we are. We use the boat to get from point A to point B, and it's a tool for us to do that. And so we're not racers or any of those kind of things. So, but that's a great question, and Anna probably works the hardest out here for me on the boat. And you know, obviously Renee works hard at these YouTube videos and putting lots of hours in editing and cutting up film. But yeah, Anna's my go-to girl when we're doing something that requires a cool mind. Anna's always on top of it. Jack's right there too. He's always doing the muscle work for me. Anna's doing the driving the boat stuff, so that's what we do.
Yeah, but really, it's me.
Great question, David. Thanks for watching the show. Moving on to the next one. Next question coming out of the box is from Mr. Brian Seifert Hoyle. Brian, I want to thank you for watching the show. And your question is basically this. When we're at port and we provision, what are the important essentials that we like to get for for long passages. What do we want to have on the boat? And number 2, what is our favorite fish to catch and eat? Well, I'll answer the last one first and the first one last. I can't believe I just said that. And I did it right. That was chronologically right. My English was right on the money there. I mean, I'm going to pat myself on my back. Anyway, great question, Brian. My favorite fish to eat is dorado, mahi-mahi, or dolphin fish. Those are the 3 names of that species. Wahoo is my second favorite. I love wahoo just as much as I like dorado, so that's what we try to catch. Tuna. We ate so much tuna, I think, on the first trip across, I just got burnt out on tuna. Everybody out here loves tuna and sushi. They like the sushi, and they like to eat the raw fish and sushi. I'm not a raw fish guy. We're going to cook that fish. We're going to soak that fish and all kinds of other things to make it taste like chicken. Items that you must get on long passages. Well, first of all, long passage, you want to stock up as much fruit and vegetables, fresh stuff as you can before you leave port, knowing that's going to go bad. And so the first 3 or 4 days, you're eating all your fresh fruits, your fresh vegetables, and like we have lots of deep freezers on the boat because we like frozen vegetables like broccoli and green beans and peas and stuff like that. So we like to have greens in our diet, not just processed food. And then obviously you got to stock up your stuff that's going to last long term, like noodles or different things like that, and lentils and beans and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching the show, Brian. We appreciate the question. So the next question is from Gilson Katayama. And their question to me is, what air compressor do you use to fill up scuba tanks? And is it dangerous to have an explosion on board during the operation? Well, we hadn't had an explosion so far. We use the scuba compressor we use is called a Bauer Junior compressor. Is that right? Bauer Junior.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Bauer Junior. And we've had that compressor for 3 years. I've filled up at least hundreds of tanks because all the buddies that we boat with don't have compressors, so I got to fill their tanks up too. And that's the love of having your own compressor. Everybody wants you to fill tanks. I ought to charge $5 or $10 a tank. They bring their tanks over, we start filling. But yeah, it's a great little compressor. Works really good. They're not paying me to say that. I've had to pay for that compressor, and it's been a great little compressor. And we've never had an explosion. Those little compressors have a bypass on them, so if they get too full, it bypasses. And also keeping your tanks inspected and your scuba tanks inspected in good shape and not overfilling them, that's a big deal. So Gilson, thanks for watching. Thanks for the question. And hey guys, if you like the show, click the like button, as I always say. Click the subscribe button. Hit the little bell. You'll get notified of all the episodes and when they come out. And share it with your friends on Facebook. Share it with your friends on Instagram. Share it with your wives and girlfriends and or boyfriends, whatever you have out there. I look forward to seeing you guys out there on the water.